Okay.
Yeah. Just slap a name on it, who cares? I know.
Borrow his. I'm not gonna be here.
What's that?
Oh, here, take mine too. Where's yours? I'd rather have this. You just like yours.
April 26th,
Oh.
next Saturday. Not soon enough. It is, yeah.
That's right, you're kind of.
I'm surprised they did it Easter weekend.
It's a reason why I know that.
Wait till I'm not.
I can have a funeral, my wife should always be here. Very good.
Sorry, not this Saturday.
Good afternoon, everyone.
There you go.
Welcome to our council meeting. I'd like to begin standing for a moment of silence, and we'll follow that with the Pledge of Allegiance. Please join me. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Let's have a roll call, please.
Brad Hitt, Ken Snyder,
Here.
Pete Hamill,
Here.
Chantal Ostra, here, Tom Eggers.
Here.
Okay, item 2 is approve the agenda. I'll take a motion for that.
So move. Support.
Any discussion? Roll call, please.
Ostra. Aye. Hamill,
Aye.
Snyder,
Aye.
Eggers.
Aye.
Okay, next up is our public forum. Is there anyone wishing to address the council at this time? And there were no written comments. I'm seeing no activity, so we'll move on then to the oath of office. Jager, if you would meet me at the podium there. All right. I ask you to stand, raise your right hand, face me.
Okay.
And repeat after me. All right.
I, Jager Rosebaum,
Do
do solemnly swear
that I will uphold all the laws
that I will uphold all the laws
of the Constitution of the United States,
of the Constitution of the United States,
State of Iowa,
the state of Iowa,
and the city of Sheldon.
and the city of Sheldon.
I will faithfully and impartially,
I will faithfully and impartially,
to the best of my ability,
discharge all duties of the office of police officer
discharge all duties of the office of police officer
for the city of Sheldon, Iowa,
for the city of Sheldon, Iowa,
as now or hereafter required by law.
as now or hereafter required by law. Thank you. All right. Chief,
Hey, thank you. Welcome.
Thanks for coming.
Thank you. Thanks for the backup, too.
All right, next up is the adoption of the fiscal year 26 budget. I'd like to open the public hearing for any comments at this time. And again, I see no activity and no written comments regarding the budget, so I will take a motion to close the public hearing.
So moved.
Support.
Roll call, please.
Hamel.
Aye.
Ostra. Aye. Eggers.
Aye.
Snyder.
Aye.
All right, then the next step is the resolution adopting the budget. I would accept a motion for that.
So moved. Support.
Any discussion? Roll call, please.
Eggers.
Aye.
Ostra. Aye. Hamel.
Aye.
Snyder.
Aye.
Moving on to item 6, the consent agenda. I'll take approval for that as well.
So moved.
Support.
Roll call, please.
Hamel.
Aye.
Eggers.
Aye.
Snyder.
Aye.
Ostra. Aye.
Moving on past the old business, if we have none, we'll move on to new business. And with that, the first item there is a resolution approving the contracted administration services agreement with Planning Solutions LLC. First item there under that is the presentation of options. Sam, any comments there?
Yeah, I'll keep my comments brief. First of all, I want to thank Steve Halgren for all of his work that he's done for us coming into this would be the third year or the second year? Has it been 1 year that you've been with us or two? Two already. So we are presenting two options to you, just similar to the city attorney options that were presented a few weeks ago. There are outs in this agreement, so if something happened with the budget, otherwise we could pull out for basically any reason if we had to, correct? So I think the second year agreement, the 2-year agreement, is a modest increase over the first year agreement and reflects rising costs and increased service, and we've been keeping it pretty busy, haven't we? So, is there anything that you would like to add to what I said?
No, I'd just like to thank the city and mayor and council for the opportunity working for the city of Sheldon. I've enjoyed it, but as Sam said, it has kept me busy, and you know, first year is always a learning curve, but the more I work with Sheldon, the more I find myself coming over here, so which is a good thing. I have a presence in the community at least once a week. There's some weeks I'm over here twice a week. And then I still do work remotely from my home office as well. But yeah, it's good to see. I think looking back at the trends, we've seen permit reviews increase since the time that I first started with the city. We've seen nuisances letters increase. We've just seen a continuation of kind of everything across the board. So, and as I know I've spoken before to you guys too, at any point you guys want to reach out to me individually, if you ever see anything, let me know, and I'm more than glad to follow up. That's my job. So, but thank you.
While you're there, Steve, are there any questions or comments from the council for Steve?
Just clarification on either of the options.
Yeah.
Are we voting on a total for the year? Are we voting on a monthly for the year? Or are we voting on how many hours at $80 an hour
It's
for the year?
So, no, that's a good question. That's a great question. My contract is structured that I sign it for, it's valued for the entire year. I invoice the city out monthly. So I broke down the monthly cost just for informational purposes, because that's how I invoice it out.
Okay.
But it is over the 12-month period. The hourly fee, my hourly rate, $80 an hour, is if there's special projects or something that goes outside of the scope of work that's in the planning agreement, I'm more than glad to do that or assist the city, but I would just bill it out at an hourly rate. Which to date, I don't think well, there was maybe 1 or 2 special projects over the past 2 years that I've done in addition to the contract, so.
So I'll just use the 2-year agreement as an example. For the coming year, at $33,280 or 2,773.33 a month.
Correct.
It says 8 hours a week, but am I understanding you correctly that if there's a special project that goes beyond that, that it wouldn't cost the same?
Yeah, and I just broke that down into the cost equivalency is to 8 hours a week. There may be weeks that I'm spending, I can tell you for sure there are weeks that I'm spending more than 8 hours a week in Sheldon and working on Sheldon items. Now, there may be a slow time where there's a slow week that it doesn't.
Okay.
But it averages out over the entire annual contract, and that's why it's presented at an annual contract. But I am at the service of the city Monday through Friday, 8 to 5, or hours thereafter. If I need to come to a Board of Adjustment meeting, Planning and Zoning Commission after hours, I'm here for those meetings as well. And I've even met with individual property owners after hours. So, yep.
What do you consider special projects? I mean, what's the difference between your normal?
Oh, I'm trying to recall specifically, but
A couple of examples I can think of, one would be the, did I interrupt you?
yeah, no, go ahead.
One example would be the sign code project that we started, but then
Yep.
it ended up tabling for workload reasons.
Right.
Another example would be is if we would have you write a grant for us to help with code enforcement. You're good at writing grants.
Correct.
Another example would be if we asked you to update our codes. You helped us with the egress window
Yep.
amendment, right?
Yep.
That was a special project?
That wasn't. That was part of, like, basic small amendments I'm including in the cost of the annual contract amount. But if we get into a larger scope project, like Sam said, redoing the entire sign chapter of the zoning code, or if you wanted to update the entire zoning code, that would be a special project in addition to.
Okay, that's good. Thank you.
Yeah.
Anybody else?
Just a follow-up question with Sam. Do we expect to be utilizing him more hours during the year of 27?
Todd's been kind of an equal partner in this too, and we've both been tasking him with more and more, so I would say that trend line is probably going to continue, because if it's not code enforcement or nuisances, it's more permits. And when you look at the number of lots that we have for sale that SCDC is actively or in the process of actively marketing, we're going to keep him pretty busy.
In this spring, there has been a lot of working with property owners who have been seeking interest in building new housing in Sheldon. And I'm fielding phone calls, I'm answering questions as far as what they can build, how large they can build, where they can build, if there's covenants on the property or not, fielding those basic zoning development type questions for new development projects.
Okay. If there are no more questions, you can have a seat, Steve, thank you. And then
Thank you.
we need to make a decision whether to go with a 1, a 2, or something else, if so desired, I guess.
You know, it just seems to me that we should be approving an hourly rate. And whatever his time is, based upon our needs.
As opposed to the lump sum.
Right.
Okay. So that might be a question. Do you do that? Is that a possibility? Or is that not how you operate?
I've done it on very small communities, and I'll be 100% honest with you. I quoted them an annual contract amount, breaking it down month by month as well. And they said, no, we want to use your hourly rate. the first 6 months I worked with that community, each month I billed out at an hourly rate was higher than what I quoted them for an annual rate, billed on a month-by-month basis. If I'm going to bill out on an hourly rate, I'm going to break it down like an attorney's office or anybody, no offense, Micah, or anybody else does, but I break my rate down to a quarterly hour, and every time I pick up the phone, every time I answer an email, anytime I do anything, I'm going to have to log that at a quarter-hour rate. And I do that for every day, all week of the month. I'm not going to lie, it's a lot of paperwork too. That's why I submitted to the city a contract basis on an annual basis. You guys have me at your beck and call any day of the week, all day, 8 to 5, even after hours. I'm a phone call away. At any time you need anything, call me up and I'm here.
I was waiting for you to say 24/7.
Maybe not in the middle of the night, but yeah.
No, within normal business hours.
Yeah.
So, all right, thank you for that
bet.
clarification.
You bet.
So, moving forward with that information, does that change your mind?
I would be in support of the one-year agreement.
Okay. Do we have, and you're, okay, so that's a motion then? You're making that as a motion?
Yeah, I'll make a motion that we accept the one-year
Okay.
agreement.
So we have a motion on the floor
I
to,
have a question
okay?
with that. Is it possible to track how many hours a year we are utilizing?
I think you can, but I think what Steve is saying is that adds to the overall administrative burden for
Yeah,
him.
I get that.
So it's kind of a give and take.
I think it would be fair to assume, based on what you're saying, it's going to add, to total more than the 8 hours a month that we're paying for.
I would concur, definitely more.
That's what I was understanding. I was just curious how much more we're,
I do think it's important for both parties to remember that there is a fairly easy exit ramp for both sides. So if the city thought it was not getting value, it can exit with, I think it's 90 days notice. If Steve says, city, I feel taken advantage of and I'm not getting compensated fairly, he can do the same thing. So I think both parties are incentivized to do the right thing. Just from a legal perspective, that's how I see it.
How long was the last agreement? Was it a one-year agreement before, or?
The last agreement was a 2-year agreement.
2 year? What's your reasoning going to 1 instead of 2, Tom? Is there?
I just want to see if it's going to be 12.5% more next year when he submits it. So I want to ask Sam and our people whether or not we're going to use him an extra hour next year. So.
Okay.
That's the reasoning.
Okay. So the motion is to accept, approve the resolution for a one-year contract. Do we have support for that?
Support.
Further discussion? Roll call, please.
Hamel.
Aye.
Eggers.
Aye.
Snyder.
All right.
Ulstra. Aye.
All right. And by approving the one-year resolution, we approve the one-year agreement as well. I mean, that dictates the one-year agreement, so. All right, let's move on then to the Western Avenue project update. Todd, what do you got for us?
Yeah, so Sioux City Engineering mobilized on Monday. They have, I believe as of this afternoon, they have all the temporary roads built for Area A, which is the first 2,000 feet from 16th Street going north to about 1270 Western Avenue. I believe, I was not on site this afternoon, but their plan was to actually fully close that section this afternoon and start with pavement removals. I'll be shocked if they meet this. They tell me the first 2,000 feet of road will be out by the weekend. If that's the case, they'll be trucking along in a hurry. Once they get a little bit moved out, they plan on starting with the sanitary sewer force main replacement job while they're tearing out the rest. So far, communication between them and engineer and city has been good. Seems positive, but yeah, we're not quite 3 days in, so time will tell.
And there's a new road now to the west, right?
Yeah, so that was part of the temporary road. So they built a temporary road in the field on the west side of the residential homes. That goes essentially from Rosenboom Machine and Tool all the way up to the diagonal road that goes back to Bohr and Sons. There's a temporary road that goes from the storage units there on the corner of 16th and Western into Ag Partners lot, and then from Ag Partners lot into Rome's lot. And then as part of the easements, I mean, we got easement for all those, obviously. And then as part of the easement agreements, like Talsma Properties, and I don't remember all off the top of my head, but there's several other property owners that granted us easement across their granular lots so that other property owners could get to their address. There are a few places that, like I said before, that we can't get to the front door of or the back door of, but it's pretty decent. Phase one. So, did the best we could anyway, so. If you want me to talk about the easements a little bit, yeah, so some of those are for those back roads and whatnot. Some of them are areas where we need to go outside of the right-of-way to do some driveway or sidewalk type work there. With the easements, we did a flat $100, except for the two areas where we took farm ground out of production. We thought at that point we should make the owners of that property whole for the rent that they would have received. So we paid the cash rent price times the acreage, and that's why you see there's two easements that have a higher the Matron Farms and so with that, I guess I'll stand for questions.
Todd, where do you get on and off that temporary access?
On the south end?
Yeah.
Yeah, off of Rosenboom Machine and Tools property.
About on the north?
Onto Bohr and Sons Road. That road continues north.
Okay, I was just looking at the map, I was trying to
Yeah.
figure it out.
So the map only goes to the edge of Area A. That road continues up north into Area B and hooks up to the road that runs west back to Bohr and Sons spot where they crush concrete. So it's a pretty substantial road, actually. It's 24 foot wide, crushed concrete. Hopefully something that holds up for the property owners. They'll maintain it from time to time if need be. We spent a fair amount of money building those, but it's needed for this type situation, or if we felt it was.
Any other questions?
What's the completion date estimate again of the project?
End of October. Phase one, hopefully end of June. We go to the middle section will be from where this phase ends up to the south corner of West 10th. That phase will hopefully be done by late August. And then the last phase would be from West 10th north, Highway 18.
We are doing curb and gutter, or we're not?
We are.
We are.
Yep. So there's sections of that road now that are what we call rural sections, no curb, no gutter, ditches. The entire thing will go back curb and gutter and more of an urban type section. We are getting rid of the ditches every place we can. There are still some places where there will still be a ditch because it's just not feasibly possible to get rid of the drainage otherwise. We're getting rid of as much ditch as we can, spending a substantial amount of money on storm sewer. It's going to be a lot easier to maintain. It's going to help, should keep a much better road bed when we're done. I believe we're gonna have a project that's gonna last a lot longer than the previous one. It's what we do in life, right? We learn from our mistakes and try to do it better the second time.
All right, anyone else? If not, there is a resolution accepting the temporary easements. We need a motion to approve those, approve that resolution. If someone would care to make that.
For the easements?
We're approving the resolution accepting the temporary easements.
Oh, okay.
Item B, or item 2 under
Okay.
small letter B.
So move. Support.
Further questions or comments? Roll call, please.
Snyder.
Aye.
Eggers.
Aye.
Ostrop.
Aye.
Hamel.
Aye. All right, moving on then to this reports. Sam, we begin with you. Anything?
Don't have anything else today.
Okay. Todd, anything further from you?
No, thank you.
Angie?
No thanks.
Micah?
No, thank you.
Counsel to my left.
Thank you.
And to my right?
No, thank you.
Just want to thank Angie for the orange pop. Thank you.
On the record. You're welcome.
So, all right, and I have nothing further, so a motion to adjourn would be in order. Oh, that's right, we got to move into closed session, that's right. Shoot, you're going to get out of here on time.
Nice try.
I'll take a motion to move into closed session.
I will make a motion to move into closed session.
All right, so we have support?
Support.
Thank you, Steve.
Roll call, please.
Snyder.
Aye.
Hamel.
Aye.
Ostrop.
Aye.